AP, and we're about to bring the topic to y'all about demasculation, man. All about demasculation. That's what this video is going to be about. That's the topic. And we'll give y'all like a few minutes for people to tune in for a second. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, introduce yourself, man, and tell them about your channel, man. Justice League of Truth in the building. Let's go.
I go by as free to pay attention. I've been up here for a couple years, maybe about 4 years, 3, 4 years. Then went through about 4, 5 channels. They keep pulling my channels. Uh, I don't get I don't get too many subs and stuff no more like I used to. But it's all good now. I know I'm being shadow banned, and it's all for a reason.
hmm Yes, sir. Yeah, see, this just like how we was talking about before, this individual right here, just like all the rest of us, man, we being shadow banned, they taking down our channels. It's really real, man. You know?
Oh
And
yeah.
y'all gonna hear from other people. Say not just us, y'all gonna hear from multiple other people as well, man. That they really doing this censorship thing for real, serious.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's real sad actually because the reason that most people come to YouTube is because it's called YouTube, meaning you would get your own voice. You can have your own channel. And
hmm
once they tune in, what they're doing is they actually watch us. See, what people don't realize is people like Kanye West, Kyrie, all those people are saying the things that we've been saying, but they putting their own twist on it. These
Exactly.
people they're giving these Kanye's and all these so-called truthers that's supposed to be celebrities, they're giving them our truth so they can
hmm
pervert it or make us look crazy before they can hit the actual public like it's supposed to.
Facts. That's a key point right there. That's the cold truth right there. For
Yeah,
real. So yeah, let's
yeah.
let's let's get on this topic about. I guess we can start it off like this, as far as how they are using these movies to make men into betas, man, to turn men into simps, man.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the biggest simps that's known as far as with the superheroes, man, is Spider Man, Peter Parker, man. If people go watch that Peter, if people go watch those Spider Man movies, you'll see how his whole life was based upon Mary Jane, man. His whole entire life, man. And
And what?
it's like this dude would die without Mary Jane. And he's supposed to be a masculine man, somebody with superpowers and saving people. But yet, when it comes to this female, he breaks down. He's not a man anymore. And see, this is another thing, that androgynous energy that they're pushing off on us, because these celebrities are inverted, of course. And,
Mm-hmm.
Toby Maguire, that's a female. And what's dude's name? The one to play Mary Jane. What's his name? Uh,
Don't get me the line, man. I don't even give me the line.
but yeah, people out there, they know who he is, man. But these people are literally in reverse, man. They're in
Yeah.
reverse.
Yeah. Do you
So
know they actually worship those type of people like in certain places in the world. Like I was watching the show and they worship those transformers.
hmm
You see what I'm saying? I don't want to say the word because
yeah, I
they
already
put
know.
yeah, but yeah, they kind of worship those in some places. They like you said, everything is inverted now.
hmm You know, and it's just not it's not just with the LGBTQ thing. Since see, people think that they're trying to normalize things that are not normal, especially when it comes to the Most High. Everything they do is on the opposition of the Most High, and they're normalizing these things, and they've been normalizing for a long time by showing us these celebrities that are inverted, putting them on screen, and having them so-called act out real situations as far as for entertainment. But it's not entertainment at all, by far.
Hmm.
And with
You
these
know when it
superhero,
started?
go ahead.
It started back when they started making those plays back in the day when a
hmm
woman couldn't actually be an actress.
hmm
So
Absolutely.
they had all the men dressing up as women back in those days too. So it
hmm
was nothing but them Tyler Perrys.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. He's so right too, because Marilyn Monroe, that was a man. You know,
I've
that
heard
was in
that,
there.
and when I
Yeah,
heard it, I was like, "Wow!" And this is the one that pushed the diamonds on everybody,
yeah. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. That's concept. Yeah,
and it wasn't even a girl.
wasn't even
Wow.
female. And for the people that don't know, with Marilyn Monroe, people say, well, she was kind of curvy or whatnot. No, sometimes with some of these with these MTFs, they will remove their bottom ribs, man, to make it look like they got an hourglass shape. That's what they do. You know.
I heard Marilyn Manson did the same thing to be able to perform fellatio on himself.
Yeah, I heard that back in the day too, as well. Yeah, that's crazy. I was a kid when I
Yeah,
heard that. Yeah,
yeah. I was
yeah,
young when I heard that one, but yeah,
hmm yeah. And you see, what? I'm gonna say something to the ladies real quick. A lot of women probably thinking like, well, how could you say this and say that as far as men being simps? Well, the reason why we against it is because demasculating men is not a godly thing whatsoever. Also, it puts women in a detrimental situation as well. Because if
yeah.
if, if the men are weak and soft, then how do they protect you when danger comes?
They can't because they stand behind you. That's why they make the Woman King movie now.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that. Wakanda, yeah, Wakanda forever. One of the big topics right there. They took, if y'all noticed, they took all of the men out of that movie and replaced them with so-called women that are actually in reverse.
Hmm.
No, I'm sorry. That's Wakanda Forever, but the Woman King as well with Viola Davis. Yeah, yeah. They keep
It was a
promoting putting men. I mean, putting the women over men.
yeah. That's the whole goal is to and what's so crazy is that movie Black Panther, the comic book came out before the Black Panther Party came out, the actual one that everybody know of. The
Mm,
comic book came out like 5 months before that, so it was all rigged up. And then it was rigged for the woman to take over the household, which they actually did in the 60s. They put the black men out the household and gave the woman government assistance. So it was all a plot to get the black man out. And two, they didn't want us to be fighters. The
yep.
last thing they need is a black warrior race in America, man. That's terrifying. A bunch of killmongers?
Mm,
Seriously?
mm-hmm. Yep. And you see that this attack, as far as demasculating men, is definitely directed towards Israel, man, because they don't want us to be able to defend ourselves, to be able to fight
Yep.
back.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a direct attack towards us. It's complete attack. Look at the other people. Look at in Africa. They don't separate the men from the women over there.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm,
only in America that this is happening to where they need to separate us because they know that deep down inside we really fight and that's why a lot of us people like I'm pretty sure you go through this. People kind of stay away from you, especially if other races because they kind of scared. It's something in your spirit that scares them away. It's like they know that you are um direct. You'll say your mind versus sit back and be the yes man. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm. More masculinity that's in our genes. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy. Like every when you watch, it's like even when you watch the sitcoms, like with Martin. I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with the Martin Show. You know how they made Martin. He was a complete simp to Gina, man. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
he feel like he would die without her. He would always do what she said. She was always over him. You know what I'm saying? They promote that in these TV shows and in the mainstream media, man, because they want us to emulate that type of behavior, man. They
And we
don't want us to
do.
be the heads of the household. Yeah.
That was in everything. Family Matters, Fresh Prince. But then look at
Mm.
Al Bundy show. Look at Al Bundy
Oh
when he
yeah,
was
straight
like
goofball. Yeah, yeah. The
Al
males are
Bundy.
always
No,
goofy and
him and his
stupid.
wife. Him and his wife. Their relationship was the exact opposite. You
Hmm.
see, like what was his name, Archie or something from back in the day. I forget the name of the show, but they had men that they always push their masculinity. The guys with masculinity. They give us like Uncle Phil, who was a gay man,
Mm-hmm.
or the one from Family Matters, which is a known gay man, or the one from back in the day with JJ Dynamite. His daddy was gay. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There was always that. They always give us a man that's really inverted, as you would say.
Mm-hmm. And you know, it's crazy. Like a lot of the women, man, y'all. Well, I would say most of the women in this day and age that we're living in, y'all are really consuming this agenda that's being pushed on us. Is y'all are not all women, but most women are allowing for themselves to be put over the men, and that's
Yeah.
not the position that y'all supposed to play because the men are supposed to be the heads of the household, and we're supposed to be natural born leaders, is what we are. So
Yeah.
when you mess up God's order, everything becomes completely misconstrued, man.
Yeah.
Everything is a disaster.
Yep.
That's why
Yep. It all
people out
crumbles.
here, yeah, that's how people out here can't form relationships with people, man. And it's not just with the whole boyfriend and girlfriend dating scene thing. You know, it's just all together, man. Sons can't connect with their mothers and things like that because they have taught women to believe that men are stupid and men are dumb and uh, we're not responsible and things like that because they show you that
Hmm.
throughout all these TV shows, like every
They
'90s
do.
sitcom, every last one, man.
But like J. Cole said, Uncle Phil, you the only father that I ever knew. I get my girl pregnant, I'll be a better you. And that's
Hmm.
so true because coming up in our generations, like the ones of us that didn't have a father figure, that television character became your father figure.
Hmm.
So he was right there to make you into the Martin character. You thought your relationship, we thought, a lot of us thought we supposed to have a Martin and Gina relationship.
Hmm.
You see, like that's what we thought, but it wasn't the case. It was just what they were promoting, and we were under that spell, you know.
Hmm. Absolutely. And you know, it's crazy because as far as them putting the with this agenda that they've been pushing for so long, it has caused so much issues within so much people, man. People wonder why their relationships always fail. They wonder why you know the divorce rate is at an all-time high. You know, because they want the men out of the homes. And also they have tricked women into turning into harlots, man. That's a really big thing. They have made y'all believe that it's okay to be a harlot. Made y'all think it's okay to show off y'all bodies and my body, my choice. Made y'all think it was
Mhm.
okay to be promiscuous, go sleeping around with a bunch of different men, catching diseases. They made y'all think that that was okay because you got to understand if all men stop simping, let's say that all men stop paying for prostitutes, all men stop going to strip clubs, and all men just say, "Hey, we turning our backs on all this," then it will come to a point where women will have to fall in line because they wouldn't have no choice unless they would want to
Yeah,
deal with each
they
other, and we know
wouldn't.
they don't want to do that.
No, they definitely would have to fall into place. And like you say, the reason that it's not happening is because of the influence of the stuff that they're seeing. It's all
Hmm.
these the TikToks, the Instagrams, all these influences they got right in their face. You are what you eat.
Hmm.
You are what you eat at the end of the day. I mean, when you get old enough, you'll understand what's entertainment from, the BS. But as you simping, I'm not simping as you just going through life, just coasting, not paying attention. You'll become that actually. You'll believe a man he's only supposed to do things like take care of you to where you ain't got to do nothing or whatever else they looking for that makes them not have to do any kind of job. Like I seen women say that they shouldn't have to do anything if they got a man. They shouldn't have to go in on the bills. The man should do it all. And it's
Mm.
like, wow, if you got a man that will do it, I mean, so what you gonna do with your money? You just gonna save up all your money, and what's gonna happen? Like now we don't have relationship standards like we used to in the past. Our people don't stay together no more.
Hmm.
Our
Absolutely.
grandparents and them used to be together actually, and they wouldn't get rid of each other for nothing.
Hmm. And you see, and that was a plan too, as far as our community goes. If you were to be on welfare, you couldn't have that man in the house. Now, why y'all think
Right,
why they did that?
right.
They were trying to tear us apart then, trying to separate us.
Yep.
And
That's
also,
exactly
what?
what my point was too.
Yeah, and they
Uncle
destroyed us.
Phil and stuff.
Yeah, and with Black Wall Street, when we was making foundations, when they bombed Black Wall Street, that was another way that they was tearing down the black homes and taking the man out the homes. You know,
Oh yeah. Hmm.
yeah, that welfare is black women took that and they ran with it. Now, of course, don't get it twisted. We're not placing blame on y'all like that, but there has to be some kind of accountability from both sides, man. But what we have to
Mm-hmm.
understand is this is not about us battling against each other. This is about us understanding that the system is putting this poison on us. It's putting this rhetoric on us.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a
That's the whole
there's a
goal.
silent enemy out there.
That's the whole goal, is to realize what was happening in order to separate. They never do it with other one. They don't do it with other nationalities.
Mm,
They leave them alone. The White household is straight. They intact, right?
hmm
They don't get that poison that we're fed on TV, on the radio. Listen to the music we get. You
Exactly.
get bitches and hoes. You can say anything on black radio until Rick Ross said something about raping a woman, and I guess that was way too much truth, so they had to get that out of there.
Hmm.
They, they, you see what I'm saying? But anything else, it was cool to say. You
Mm-hmm.
don't hear country music, rock and roll. You don't hear none of them other people doing that type of stuff and talking about their own people like that.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, yeah, let's talk about that too. Because not just with the TV shows and the superheroes or whatnot that promotes this simp mentality, but the music definitely, especially when it comes to the R&B music, man.
Oh,
They always want men to have focus on women at all times, because they don't want us to find our higher selves. So they don't want us to find our higher consciousness as far as finding our true purpose as men, as the Most High wanted. So they hypersexualize the women, and what does that do? That poisons the men at the same time, and it keeps our mind on things that we don't need to have our minds on at all. Our focus, our whole understanding of what a family is supposed to be, what it is to raise your kids uh, under the Most High and through the laws of the scriptures. They want us to be completely against that. And they have literally
exactly.
trained us to do that throughout this music, throughout the TV shows, etc., etc.
You wake up and you go to sleep to it because it's all media. I mean, unless you live in like the Amish.
Hmm. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's really bad because you watch these TikTok videos, and that's something I want to point out too as well. Oh, what's up, Big K? I see you in the chat.
Big
I'm gonna put you.
K.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on next, man. Um, Yeah, man, that's one of the biggest things, man. That a lot of these TikTok videos that y'all see when y'all see this whole MGTOW thing going on. For the people that don't understand what MGTOW is men going their own way. It's a whole movement going on. Some people like to argue the fact that it's a philosophy or whatnot, but it's still a movement at the same time or whatever. But it's both actually. But
What
a
that
lot of
mean?
these videos that y'all see, they're fake, they're false. These are actors. They have their agents doing these things, and they always have these podcasts where they have the women battle the men, and they all state their opinions. Well, they're doing that on purpose, y'all. They're trying to cause division between men and women,
Oh, okay. Get it.
and they're
I
using
get
their
it.
puppets to do it,
I
especially
get it.
on TikTok. Yeah.
But you know what happened with the Kevin Samuels character? They That was a test right there to see what happened, man. And to get women to try to take accountability to break them to where they would have to notice those things. I guess it got to a point where they needed to get him out of there because even though this dude he was gay, I mean or whatever. I don't not gay. I'm sorry. He was happy. Um he was very happy. But that's why he was doing it too, I believe too. But a thing that I noticed that it was making some take accountability, man. And that's what we all need to do is take accountability to all of our actions and get back to being who we're supposed to be because we can't all be in denial. If you notice what's happening to us in the system, you can't be in denial. You can only wake up from it.
hmm Absolutely. And that's one thing that y'all really got to understand, man. Is they are literally using their puppets to promote this division between men and women. That MGTOW movement, you know, a lot of men are resorting to that because of the condition that they were placed under. I mean, that women that were placed under. especially when you got these black men out here always trying to bash and bash their own women, black women. They always talk about the problem, but never offer the solution, never the real
Right.
solution. They never tell you that black women have been conditioned to be the way that they are. They never talk about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like
And I
Tommy
always
Sotomayor.
stand up. I usually stand up for the women when it comes down to those things because I'm like they just under the spell. They don't understand, man. And it's so many of them are like that. Like some of the fellas, man, started to break out of it and started to realize our faults. Like when we were going through these same the curses of just not even knowing, paying attention to what was happening, living a thug life and all that stuff, man. You snap out of it at some point. For some people, they do anyway. But some people, they stay under that hypnosis,
Hmm.
and it's hard to get them away from the mindset of being ratchet, being a thought, being a hustler, acting like they 20 when they 40,
Hmm.
you know. So instead of growing up, they'll say, well, the new 20 is 40.
Hmm. Yes, we got. Yeah, we definitely got to understand that we are being conditioned. We have been placed in this position. They have programmed our minds to be this way because when I was younger, that's all I could do was thinking about chasing women. We all was the same way, especially when we
Yeah,
was teenagers coming up in high school. The only thing we could think about was chasing women instead of actually doing the right things. You know what I'm saying? Instead of
yeah,
actually doing something that's actually constructive. Because it's a major distraction, man, to be in this simp mentality, man. Because how are we going to be able to be the guidance? How are we going to be the head? How are we going to be leaders if we're constantly uh what it does is when our minds is constantly on sex and constantly trying to get with women, that puts us at a lower frequency, man. We become
mm-hmm,
vibrational, man, when we're in that state. And then that
right,
rubs off on everybody else, especially the women and the children, you know?
yep. No, you're completely right.
So another, I can't stress it enough. When y'all be watching these videos with these women battling against men and things like that, these so-called gender wars, what I like to call them, you're watching puppets, man, Luciferian agents. When you're seeing these things, these are not real people. They are actors, and they're inverted. They are inverted. Like Kevin Samuels. I don't believe that he died, faked his death. He's a part
No,
of the
he ain't
system.
gone. He's
Yeah,
not gone.
yeah, because what Kevin Samuels was doing, his whole agenda was the same. He was trying to separate men and women. And even though he talked about things in a good way, like he was very
Yeah.
strategic about some of the things that he said. What he was doing was he was causing separation. Is what he was doing.
He actually still was causing separation because of how his tactic, his strategy, well, he went about it on a Hitler type of strategy, versus really trying to break down the psyche of what's to happen and give them the insight of the past and all these things of why we act the way we do. It was
Hmm.
more or less of him being judgmental of them to the point like this guy. It was a footage of him making a mistake and showing a dude look like he was laying in his bed back there. And I'm serious. I had the video up back in the day before they stole my channel. But
Uh,
yeah, it looked like he showed his room, his bedroom, and there was a guy laying in his bed watching the show. So it was kind of weird to see. And then he laughed it off. And he wasn't big about laughing unless he was laughing at the woman or some shit. So
hmm.
I mean, but the best way for them to get a woman is through a gay man. I mean, a happy man.
Hmm.
Because that's they've been trained to try to think like the lady.
Exactly. Yeah. Hmm.
You know what
Hey,
I'm saying? Our place ain't to
absolutely.
think like the lady, man. Our place is to lead. We
Exactly.
provide. We in the front. We out there trying to do whatever it needs to be done.
Hmm. And
That
that's
other guy
interesting.
in comparison. Hmm.
Oh, I was gonna say that's interesting you said that too, because I'm glad you said that because it reminded me of something. Like it's okay if you're a homosexual man, okay, you're homosexual and you do what you do. But where did the whole idea that homosexual men have to act like women and portray as women? You see, that's another agenda that they push on us. You see,
Yeah.
I've met homosexual men that are masculine. Well, I wouldn't say masculine. Let me take that back. Sorry, but you wouldn't be able to tell if they was gay or not, basically.
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. I know.
Yeah. But all of a sudden, and then I even had some gay men actually tell me like, it's like I don't understand what the whole feminine thing is about and why they have to act like women and things like that, especially the drags, of course, you know. Well, that's because that's the agenda that they're pushing. People are being conditioned to be like that, and you mainly see these things. Well, I'm not going to say even that. Where it comes from is coming from these Luciferians, man. You see these things on TV, and people emulate these things.
Hmm. It's just
Dude,
like the Statue of Liberty is androgynous.
exactly. Let's bring that up. Yeah.
They push this stuff in our faces all this time, you know. So I mean, of course, it's gonna fall on the TV, on the radio. You got your Meg the Stallion, which is Joshua Pete. If people Google it, but people don't
Mm-hmm.
want to Google nothing. But
Yep.
this stuff, like you said, Marilyn Monroe, you get all these it's this like right there in our faces, and their whole goal has been to make that the okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
they was really pushing it with RuPaul too. And for the people that
Oh yeah.
don't know, RuPaul is a woman playing a man. Yes. You see, those are the kind of tricks and games that they play. You see the confusion that they cause with this androgynistic energy that they put out, this
Mm,
androgynous energy. Yeah, RuPaul that's an actual woman playing a man of dressing up like a woman. Now, ain't that something?
hmm.
Because these are the kind of psychological games that they play. Yep. If you do the anatomy for all my people out there, all my trans investigators, do the anatomy on RuPaul, and it'll be quite clear to you. It'll be
Wow.
quite clear to you. And these are the games they play,
Wow.
man. And a lot of people, once again, they emulate this, and this is why we're seeing this in our community. This is why we're seeing this type of energy around us, man. And it's causing major corruption, you know. And these inverts, these people that are inverted, they're the ones that are trying to separate you. These women, these so-called black women that be speaking out for y'all, so-called, they're men. These so-called women entertainers, these rappers, Hot Girl Summer and all that, they're all men. And they're pushing masculine energy on you. And this is why you got black women walking around acting masculine. Because look
Yeah.
at what they're paying attention to. Look at what they're inspired by.
And you got the men been wearing purses since what, about 4, 5 years ago. They
Yeah.
called it the man bag, but hey, that's
Yeah,
a
yeah, I remember.
pocketbook.
Yeah.
That's a whole pocketbook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And you see,
Yeah,
and
they
then
got us
they
in
came
the
with the
skinniest
skirts.
clothes. Yeah.
Yeah. Demasculating, man, on a high level. And they defeminizing the women. You see, that's the reason why they say that all black actors, or a lot of black actors, had to wear dresses in Hollywood. Well, what y'all don't understand is that it was actually women that was wearing dresses. It's basically like they were coming back to their true selves, but posing as men the whole time. See, these are the psychological games that they play, and y'all can't fall for that, man. Love the man that's in your life. Be there for him. Same thing with the
Right.
men. Be there for the woman that's in your life, man. Start
Right.
being true to each other and stop having this dishonest mentality that they keep pushing on us, man. Okay, we got Kent in the building. What's going on, man? Okay, okay,
What's
okay. We
up,
got
Blue
blue.
Pill?
Yeah, we got Blue Pill Productions in the building. We're gonna put them on next. Well, after
Yeah.
BK actually. Yeah.
Okay. So what's my time limit? What's my time limit? Because I want to see what they're talking about too.
Oh, ain't no time limit. You know, just whenever you're ready.
All right. So
You
I'm
know?
gonna do 30, and then we bring the next one on. So I mean, I don't know how long you plan on being on here. I don't know what's your time over where you are either.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
know.
as long as it takes, man. As long as it takes. You know,
Okay.
because we a team, man. Justice League of Truth, man.
Damn straight.
Straight up. So,
So
do you want to you want to get off now, or do you want to keep going?
no, I'm gonna jump off because I want to see what they talking about, man. I'm interested. I want to put this on my TV and see what they going on in on.
All right. All right. All right. So let them know what your channel is real quick before you get off.
Okay, I go by it's free to pay attention. Two is the number two. It's free to
Okay.
pay attention. I'm on YouTube. Check me out.
All right. Yeah,
Hey,
everybody go follow. Please go. This is one of the members of the Black Justice League of Truth. Everybody that see this video later on, please go subscribe to his channel, man. He got great content, man.
appreciate that, fam.
All right, man. Shalom, brother.
Likewise. Hey, you be good, man. Y'all fellas be safe, man. I'm about to tune into I'm about to get down there in the chat.
All right, for sure.
All right, now.
All right, y'all.
Now we got another guest coming on, known as Big K. You know what I'm saying? So let's wait for him to get into the chat. Get on the live, I mean. Yeah. So yeah, everybody, man, for all the women, man, y'all have to understand that y'all being bamboozled, man. Y'all being tricked, y'all being lied to, and they're trying to teach y'all to be sinful, man. By turning y'all into harlots, man. That's what they're doing. You know? That's what they're doing. Hey, BK, the code is already on there. Just click the same one that you clicked before. Yes. Yeah, and y'all have to stop listening to these agents, man, because they're trying to push y'all into disregarding what a woman and a man's bond is supposed to be about. They're trying to push you far away from that as possible by pushing this androgynous energy on you. It's the truth. Don't fall for it. It's nothing wrong with being feminine, man. You know, because there's nothing wrong for a man to be masculine. These are our positions. You see, when they came out with the whole toxic masculinity, it's because they didn't want men to be masculine. They didn't want men to be leaders. That's another code word that they use. And people run to that word and they jump to that word immediately because this is what they have been taught. This is what they have been shown. You know what I'm saying? And it's all a game. It's all false, and you can't fall for it. These superhero movies, they're definitely teaching men to be simps, putting men in a vulnerable state, and you see it constantly and constantly and constantly over and over again. It doesn't stop. The men in these TV shows and movies are always stupid. They're dumb. They're incompetent. While the women are the heads and the leaders, and they're all inverted. That's the trick right there. that's the spell that they cast. That's the thing about it. Let's go, Big K. What's going on? Let me see here. So we try to get him added on. And we are on, y'all. Let's get
Back to this topic, shall we? Oh, boom.
Wow.
Oh
Can you
no.
hear me?
Yes, we can. Loud and clear, sir.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So you know the topic and everything, man. Go ahead and state your
Oh, yeah.
opinion, say what you gotta say.
Oh, yeah. A lot of things the brother was already saying I was about to say, so I guess I can't be too much long-winded now. Uh, he touched on some points, and he said the same thing. Me and you had a conversation like this before. What was it? I think, what was it yesterday? Matter of fact, we were talking about the Al Bundy and all that whatnot when it comes down to the, the simping and whatnot, how they portrayed the husband to be towards the wife, and, with the happy wife, happy life type of deal and all that. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've got too much to add on to that now.
Mm-hmm. Let's get it.
Yeah. I mean, as far as superheroes go, like you said, it's everything. It don't matter what it may be. As long as people watching it, they're gonna start portraying their little agenda type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, you know.
Absolutely. And yeah, they pushing it harder and harder as they go, man. Pushing it harder and harder, man. Like,
yeah, but
like,
see, I was going to say, see how we waking up to this, though. See, we're starting to wake up to this. Now, this has been going on for decades. When we were kids, you know what I'm talking about? When we were kids, there were things on the cartoons that we should not have been seeing at the time. We didn't know we should have been seeing at the time.
yeah,
Like now we're adults.
yeah,
Look at the I mean, come on now. We're as adults. We look at the cartoons and like, what the hell is that? Type of deal. You know?
yeah.
But
Kind
everybody
of
can't be no boy
hypersexualize us.
nowadays.
Yeah,
Just, yeah, we felt as though it used to be somewhere places just, you know, put your kids in front of the TV and, you know, on a Saturday morning and let them watch the cartoons. Not anymore. You gotta kinda know what they're watching. You know. If you don't know your kids' favorite TV shows, then you probably don't know your kids anymore, type of deal, because they're getting programmed by that. They're getting programmed by the school, getting programmed by that. Everything they come in contact with is getting programmed by everything but you, except for good night or good morning or hurry up and get dressed type of deal. I mean, come on now.
yeah.
I mean, people got to be mindful, man. And it's funny how people that don't have kids, because me myself, as you know, I don't have any offspring right now at the moment. However, from outside looking in, it's easy to see. Easy to see.
Yeah, because
So whenever I hear somebody say, you don't have any kids, I want to hear what you got to say. Why wouldn't you? I'm only outside looking in.
yeah,
Come on now.
the concept is always chase the women. Even with the music and everything, the concept is always chase women, chase women, chase women.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
you have
Oh yeah.
like how we were discussing the other day, like how you have black men and just men, period, man, that always like to shame you for not having a lot of women.
Uh-huh.
They'll look at you
yeah.
crazy because you're not, you know, promiscuous with a lot of women.
Right. What's wrong with you? You out here being safe, not catching STDs and not being foolish with your body parts and whatnot. What's wrong with you? Like what? Really? Okay. You know, it's kind of like I was talking about earlier. Things turned around, like kind of like upside down. You know. So I like to take a minute to sit right here. Let me stop. But anybody that knows it's a Fresh Prince reference, anyhow, that's what they do. They're definitely gonna and like you said, it comes in a fashion, such a fashion to where you can be relaxed with it. Oh, this is entertainment. You ain't gotta take it serious. Then the time you start looking at that thing, you getting programmed.
Yes, subconscious all the way.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh,
And, you know, as we were growing up, man, we thought that was the thing to do, man, to chase women and always be focused on women. There's so many. We put so much energy into chasing women that there's so many things that we could have accomplished that we didn't.
Yes. I mean, it's always good to stick to your purpose. You know what I mean? And then every now and then, if you got a little bit of time, you know, go off and veer off and have a little fun, do a little something here and there. You know, somebody in a righteous way, of course. However, the individuals they don't see it that way. What it is when you're a kid, you're easily influenced, and if you're not influenced, you're made fun of, which will still, in some way, form, or fashion, influence you to want to change some type of way. Like, well, I don't like doing this. I'm gonna do this. Just like leave me alone, type of deal. Because you're 8 years old, you're 12 years old, you're 14. You're trying to fit in, type of deal. And at least not try to get scrutinized as you go to school. You know, nobody wants to be that guy that's getting bullied all the time, type of deal. However, nobody wants to be that really not when you're an adult. At least be that guy that just follows and does everything what everybody wants to do. Either that's kind of silly. I mean, it's like it's no gray areas. Either you go along to get along, or you're your own person. There's no gray area.
And the whole hive mind concept. They don't want us to be They don't want us to be independent. They don't want us to be individuals. They don't want us to have our critical thinking. They want us to all follow the trends. Look, if you're a person out there that's following trends, you're sadly mistaken. When you follow the trends, you're following witchcraft is what you're doing.
Right. And the scriptures tell us do not follow the multitude to do evil. So if you know it's not right, then don't just follow it anyhow. Because I'd rather follow. I'd rather fear that which you can control the body and soul, not just the body here on earth. That's silly. I'm not just going to go along with that. That sounds very silly, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. What's your take on semen retention?
The who now?
What's your take on semen retention?
Semen retention? Oh, These are the type of questions that supposed to be sent to me ahead of time. I'm supposed to have a chance to look at. Semen retention. I've heard a lot about it.
Well,
I don't know. It's tough to
well,
say.
you know, according to the scriptures, it is what we're supposed to be doing. You know, so we're not supposed to be spilling our seed all over the place. You know what I mean? You know, sleeping with multiple different women that are not our wives and things like that. But you know, but it also, you know, it does conserve energy, and it does keep you more masculine as a man, because when you are masturbating too much and you're releasing so much, you create estrogen, which of course you know is a female gene.
Right.
And your body and your mind doesn't develop right when you're constantly releasing your energy. And that's a fact. And this is another reason why they tell you that it's healthy to masturbate. And this is the reason why they want you to chase women constantly, man. Because they want men at a weaker state. You see, women gotta understand that this attack is not this attack is mainly on the men. Because if war were to break out between us and the Luciferians, they would have to worry about the men more than anything. So if you weaken the men, then you take the leg away from the tripod. They can't stand it anymore.
Right. Nope.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Most certainly. Oh yeah. Agreed 100%. You will get no pushback on that one at all. Agreed. Affirmative. I get you. So yeah, that's all this to that. I mean, you you know, you understand that or you don't understand that. I mean, either one way or another. Even if you don't believe in the benefits of it or the failures of it, that that lie in it. I mean, you know, if you believe anything, believe that you're not going around just masturbating all over the place. We don't need too many more PB Hermans around this thing. You know, I mean, we don't need anybody just doing it and everything. What it is people got to think about it. This was back in the old days. We was in the village, like how we used to be camped up for real, like back in the day. If you're going around sleeping with other people's wives, or that's exactly what you'd be doing mainly, or at least whoring out all the other daughters everywhere around it, that would not be tolerated. You know it wouldn't. But since we have a bigger, type of, surrounding around us, the whole quote unquote United States type deal that people think they can do whatever, and nobody even knows they're doing the wrong things. So I can just do whatever. But that's why God put that plague on us, and that's some STDs on us. You can't just do what you want and think you're gonna get away with this type of deal. That's not happening. There's always somebody watching, and somebody judging, looking at. Always.
Absolutely. You see, because and that's another thing too, man. Let's break down the levels of simping, because I don't think a lot of people, a lot of guys out there understand. I know most of my viewers are males, so let's break this down for a second. You see, at one point we was told that simping was just a guy that would let a woman walk over him, and he's pretty much demasculine, But it goes to actually other levels than just that. All you dudes out there that's chasing women and y'all sleeping with multiple women and y'all think y'all this and that just because of it, I'm gonna tell you right now that you're simping, man. You're simping hard, man, because your mind is always on chasing women.
Yeah.
There's so many different aspects to life. There's so many things out there in life that we can explore and discover. There's so many things that we can find out about ourselves that we should. And people are not doing it because they're so distracted by following this trend and chasing women. And another thing too, for my fellow men, is that you should be chasing the Most High. You shouldn't be chasing women, especially a lot of these harlots out here. They're unholy. They're not going to bring anything good to your life whatsoever. They're going to tear you down. And a lot of these guys out here, they're just taking what they can get to this point because it has gotten so corrupting,
Oh yeah. I mean, nowadays, usually back in the day, you couldn't find too many women like in the biblical times that were just out here whoring themselves away, much less not being a virgin. Nowadays, it's just shit. Not total opposite. It's hard to find a virgin. You're not finding virgins around here. Not really. Let's say under 23 and stay with their parents their whole time. Literally, hold on. And the parents actually believe in stuff and where they have morals and they won't allow something like that to go down.
Absolutely. And then you got these simp characters that try to act like they're masculine. You got these female singers and rappers that try to
Yeah,
act like they're masculine, but all they tell you is to get money, chase the woman, mostly chase women.
yeah.
You see, that's a low frequency level of thinking, man. This is why they want
Oh
you in
yeah,
that state constantly. Just
it's
look
very
around,
disgusting.
you'll see it all around you.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about it. It's so disgusting to where we a lot of us. Let's talk happy for real. We're letting these women talk any kind of way they want and not correcting or saying anything. I mean, at least don't normalize it, make it like it's normal. And I'm not, these people are saying bro, or my nigga. Whoa, what woman? What feminine woman sounds like that? What's up, my nigga? What? What's
Mm,
wrong, bro? Oh no, don't talk to me like that. Oh, I'm not one to do that. I don't know what guys are going around doing that, but there's evidence way too many because they're doing it. And then we went from there, went to something even worse. To suck my D, and so like, oh my God,
yeah,
this has gotten overboard.
yeah.
What? Like literally, what the fuck? I was like, come on, man. And people are
Yeah,
like, this shit is normal. And
yeah.
you hear one of the things say that nowadays, it might mess around and be a transformer for real. You don't
Mm,
even know.
yeah, exactly. And see that's another thing too, is that they normalize wickedness in this world and everybody adapts to it.
Right.
Hold on, what is what my man say? He says now MJ Adidas song makes more sense. Remember the dance he did? Was like Master B. Exactly. Yeah, I actually I get that. I understand that.
Right.
I get that.
Good.
Yeah.
What everything starts off with a little, small little something like the size of a mustard seed, then it just escalates real fast. And nobody do nothing about it. It just like fire, it's gonna catch on. It's gonna catch on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's sick. It's sick.
Because
Oh
everybody
man.
keeps regurgitating all this, man, and
Right.
that's why people think that these Luciferians are running out of ideas because they keep remaking everything. Well, it's not the fact that they're running out of ideas; it's the fact that they're doing the reprogramming. Is what they're doing.
Right.
It's the same things that we were programmed with. They're programming the next generation with the same concepts and ideas because they want to
Right.
keep us in this state.
That's what I'm saying. And what they like to do is they like to get that all inclusive everything. Like anybody can be anything and anyone they want to be, and you shouldn't judge them for that type of deal. To where if somebody says something crazy, you know it's wrong. You won't in the body. You just let it slide and let it go and let it be normalized. And next thing you know, it's not what you wanted to be, but you're afraid to say something about it. To where next thing you know, everybody around you's doing it. It's too late.
Mm-hmm.
You just allow it. You're like, come on now. It's like somebody ruining your name right now. If somebody were to lie on you, you go, whoa, you put on this side, hey, stop that. What makes you think that? You explain yourself to them like, I'm not like that. You in that shit right then and there. You wouldn't let it keep going, and not listen, years later, everybody thinks that, and it's like I said, you tell a lie too many times until it becomes the dang truth, and everybody believes it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Basically, the concept everything they tell you that's bad is good, and everything that's good is bad. More and more
Right,
you
you can
pay
tell by how they
attention to,
push the agenda.
the more and more you pay attention to the mainstream media. If you look at this with an open eye, you'll see exactly what they're doing. They're normalizing things that are ungodly,
Right.
unlawful.
When they said that the future is female, a lot of people saying that stuff. The future is female. They don't care what kind of feminine energy it is, even if it's MTF. If it's MTF, they fucking with it. If it's FTM, you don't hear about it too much.
Mm-hmm.
Ellen DeGeneres, for example, she's been on talk shows. She's been famous forever, but she capped out a long time ago because she's a woman, but she wants to be masculine though. And she lets everybody know she's wearing suits and ties and all that. Like, masculine suits and ties. Like, come on now.
Yes,
Short hair, all that stuff.
that's that androgynous energy, man. And Ellen is a man. Yeah. Did the trans investigation on that person.
Oh my God! I wouldn't be surprised.
And that's
I really would.
that's the reason. That's the reason why they had Mr. Ellen pushing so many agendas, man. You know,
Right.
and another thing about that too is that they don't want us to procreate either. Let's touch bases on that.
Right. I mean, it's ooh. I mean, they don't want to procreate, but at the same time, it's kind of a misconception because every I don't want to use the wrong words, but let me be careful with my uses. Every woman, I wasn't going to use the D word, but every woman that likes another woman, rhymes with Mike, but every woman that likes another woman, you seem to always have kids.
Exactly.
What is with that?
Yeah, that's confusion, is what that is. You see that?
Yeah, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And people always say that, why is it so important to know about the trans investigations and the celebrities doing this? Well, because it has a major effect on you directly and the people that's around you. It has an effect on your kids. It has an effect on your mothers, fathers, grandparents.
Yeah.
Because when we're conditioned with these lies and deception, we pass it down to the next generation, and then they're passing it down to the next as well.
Right. And a lot of it comes from people just not being strong enough, or I'll say the other way around. They're too weak to make to just even say something and make a change.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of parents right now to this day. There's a lot of parents probably want to listen to this right now, or whenever they get a chance to watch the replay or listen to the replay of this thing, and they're the ones that actually are letting their kids go to school and learn something that they don't want the kids to learn, but they won't say anything about it. They're like, well, I can't. Well, that's the school system. Well, it's what it is. But no, it's not. It is because you allow it.
Exactly. That's the truth, right there. That's the truth, my brother. And then that's people. That's a really a lot of people that say it is what it is. They're people that folded. They're completely docile.
Right. But at the same time, as I want to get a little bit, just another layer too deeper on that, I would say it's mainly because there's no man in the household. We all know men are men are the backbone. They're the ones that actually, when it comes to correction, that's usually what the man's job is to come with correction. Mother's going to come with nurturing and all that stuff. She might come in there and help you out and rub you on your back after you even got your tail whooped real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you deserve because you did something wrong. But then your mother's gonna be like, "Well, let's see, he's all right," type of deal. However, the man is just like when it comes to the job. Men in jobs get paid more because they ask for raises. They're more vocal. They'll say something. You step on a man's toe, he's gonna say something. So a woman's toe, she's gonna move her foot and may not say anything. Women are more docile, and they're hardwired to be that way. I'm not mad at them for being that way, but I'm mad at them for not having, or not mad at them, but I'm kind of confused at why it's not too many fathers in the household. And the reasoning for there not being too many fathers in the household is because, not the reason for that, but because of the fathers not being in the household, kids aren't being taught right in school because that father would say something 9 times out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Something. Just get it started. Start the conversation.
Yeah.
At least that. I'm not having no transgenders. I'm not having no transformers. Talk to no kids of mine. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't dare.
Yeah, how they doing that in the schools now? That's crazy. Having the drags read to the kids and things. That's crazy, man. That's a terrible thing.
They'll do that all day long. They'll do it all day long. We won't have fathers coming in and read to the kids. They won't.
But there was this Luciferian that said one thing that always caught my attention. He said, "Give me the kid until he's 7, and I'll give you the man." Because they program us as kids to believe this. Like how you were saying with the cartoons, man. Like they try to hypersexualize us with the cartoons, like Rocko's Modern Life, Red and Stimpy, and things like that. Y'all know about it. All the shots, all my 80s babies out there, man. Y'all know about it.
The Red and Stimpy, all that. Yeah, I've been all that. Yeah. I told you have an Earl shirt. Let's do it all. Yeah, come on.
This is the reason why all the little boys in the homes was looking for the porn. Because of what we were seeing on these TV shows. We were being hypersexualized and perverse.
Right, and it wasn't that easy to get a hold of no porn either. Nowadays you can get online. In fact, you ain't gotta go nowhere. You just use your phone.
Absolutely.
You just jump right on that thing and search up whatever you want to search up.
Absolutely.
And I can probably guarantee 9 out of 10 people are searching up things that they should not be searching up. I'll leave it at that.
And, you know, one thing y'all got to realize too is, you ever wonder why porn is free and why it's so accessible? What do you think why?
Right.
You know, we can't build as a people, especially as Israel. We can't build with each other if our minds are always on these low vibrational things. This is why they push money and consumerism on us, and they push sex on us, man, because they know psychologically that can keep a human at a low vibration.
Right.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
That's why these things are constantly pushed on us, constantly. As soon as you turn on your phone, this is what you're seeing. You go to Instagram, you see all these Instagram models, and the only thing you can think with is your little head. See, when you think with your little head, you're basically not focused really on anything.
Yeah, it's so hard when that dopamine gets you going. You just think about one thing. You're not. No.
Yeah.
No, you're not thinking at all.
That becomes your entire purpose.
That's worse than that might be worse than being drunk for some people. But they just be out of there.
Yeah, you got dudes that are in their 30s, man. They're in their 30s like us, man, and they're still chasing women, acting like children, grown men.
Yeah.
I mean, these dudes can't even find a hobby.
Dressing like
they can care less anything about the scriptures and the Most High. They can care less about any of those things. But when they come to chasing a woman, they're all for it. All for it. And that whole time, they could be focusing on themselves. You say what?
Right. Like somebody. Now I was trying to say, it's a little sound chopping up a little bit. I don't know if it's happening on the other end or not, but on my end, it's kind of going in and out a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of distortion on the other end, definitely.
Yeah. On my side?
Yeah.
No,
you good now, though. I can hear you clear, yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah. And you know, back when I was really into music, because I don't listen to music anymore now like that, because I know it's all trash and garbage. But you know, when you listen to this music, back when I was listening to music tough, man, I was listening to it really heavy and fluently. You know, this music literally would keep your mind on just chasing women all the time. You know, and then you got women that complain about being catcalled, but then turn around and listen to the same music that's teaching people to catcall.
Yeah, they turn around. You want nobody looking at you, but you got the whole body parts. You got the whole body showing. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, somebody's gonna look. I mean, I hate to admit such a thing, but I may look. I mean, I'm a heterosexual male. I mean, you got something. Come on now, let's be for real now. But let's stay the spirit here.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because that's why the Most High told for the women to dress modestly, because when you're walking around with your body showing, you're just you're being perverse. You're instilling those sexual thoughts into men's minds, and what you're doing with that is you're making us weaker by making us lust. Huh?
Right. And you know what? Hey, you just touched on something. That's exactly what women do when they use their sex as the weapon. These women, these sexless marriages that these men are in nowadays. Oh my God, it's getting heavy now. These sexless marriages that these women are having these men be in on purpose because they want to get certain things what they want and this and third. And I'm not having sex with you unless you take the trash out. I'm not doing this unless you do this. What? That's crazy. They do things. It's sexual when they want something from you. And that's using it as a weapon. That's not how it's supposed to be, be used at all. I mean,
exactly. Using sex and using your sexuality as a weapon. Yeah, that's a wicked thing, man. That's an evil thing to do, man. And women have no idea how they're corrupting people with that type of energy. They're corrupting their daughters with that energy, and it's because y'all have been conditioned to be this way.
Right.
This is a mental illness that has been normalized. You think that it's normal to have a mental illness. Most people. It's a shame.
I'm trying to chop it up again. I don't know what's going on with that thing. The microphone.
What's going on? Is the phone?
I don't know how many. I don't know how many. I don't know how many terabytes is being used by this thing, but this is definitely what's it called? Definitely, most
Let's
definitely.
see.
But yeah, I don't have I don't have too much more to add to the what the simping is. I don't have too much more to add on that. Yeah, I pretty much touched on a lot of those things. I mean, there's definitely different levels to it. Though, like I guess I could go back down to to the different levels of it. As far as giving a woman your attention, simping that way. You know how these guys do, like what we talked about the other day, how they see somebody on Facebook or Instagram or anything they might be on, any platform they might be on, just like, everything on top. Like, followed by comments, hey, beautiful, hey, how's it going? Not that works anyway when you talk to people like that, when you got the other 40, 50, 100 guys saying the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, come on now. That's a form of simping. I mean, but the worst form of simping is I believe, is giving somebody your resources. Your attention is one thing. That's already bad enough. Time is money. Time is money. Productivity is everything. It's research, whatever you want it to be. It can be anything, not just wasted. Because that's one thing you will not get back. You will not get time back.
I totally agree, yeah.
And it's limited. You don't even know what the limit is. So why would you waste any of it if you don't know how much you got left? That's kind of silly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody that turned on a water faucet that barely works. And then, now it's on right now. Let me go ahead and give everybody else a gallon or two of water while it's on. Then I'm going to see if I can give you something at the end. No, we need to see what's on here so we can divide this out. So we all get some type of deal. But that's not what they're doing when they do it that way. But that's, give your time out and, it's ridiculous. But you definitely give your money out and resources. And, I mean, wow. People, they're doing too much when it comes to simping. If you're forcing yourself to be in a relationship with somebody, or or trying to force them, should I say rather, to be in a relationship with you, that's not a relationship for you. It shouldn't be. That's not it. Relationships should be reciprocated. That's why it's a relationship. It's supposed to be mutual. Not. Well, you wouldn't say you have a relationship with a slave master. No, because somebody's getting over, and somebody's getting evidently under. So you wouldn't say with that. You wouldn't say a relationship with your boss either, because your boss tells you, what to do. You come to work, this is what needs to do, and this is what needs to be done, type of deal. That's it.
Yeah, 50-50, man. Absolutely. And that's
people don't want to put things into perspective, man.
Yeah. Even in my sleep days, man, that was one of the biggest concepts that I always understood, man. Because it's common sense, It shouldn't be biased, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Definitely should be reciprocal for sure. And they're teaching women to believe that that's not how it's supposed to be. The man's supposed to just simp out and do everything for you and just let you walk over him. You don't want a man like that. It's funny because here's one thing I want to talk about. The reason why a lot of they talk about this a lot in the MGTOW community. What's that sound in the background?
I don't know what you hear. Tapping?
Okay, it just stopped. Okay, because I want to be clear when it comes to this.
Oh yeah.
The reason why women chase thugs, they call them the Chad and Tyrones, which is a myth at the end of the day. I'm gonna tell you why they chase these thugs out here. It's because they're the closest thing to masculinity, and women naturally want masculine men, and that's the reason why they chase these thugs, because they're the closest thing to masculinity. Now, am I saying that's a good thing? No, it's completely corrupted, because these thug men out here, of course, are completely misled and misguided and things like that. And they created this new type of masculine man, the unrighteous masculine man that they have created, and they have instilled this idea into us. So now these are the type of men that women are going for. You know what I'm saying? And then when they do get together, when you put the harlot and the street thug together, it's completely corrupted. And that's why you have so many children that are being born out of wedlock, and so many divorces, and why black men and black women are constantly battling against each other because of all of this corruption that they have placed in front of us. And people have to understand, once you understand that this system is an enemy and it's not the people that's next to you, that's when you'll start to get a better understanding of this world that we live in. You'll get a better perspective on
Right.
things.
Speaking of perspective, that goes to either being strong enough to handle such a thing or being too weak. See, people know the difference between. They know how to figure out what's right, what's wrong. They know how to figure out what they should be doing, But the thing is, they try to overlook it. They want to say, you know what, it's not so bad, or I'll address it later, or I don't think it's, well, maybe, I don't know. Or if I say something, then they're gonna think something wrong with me. If I say something, then I don't know, type of deal. Like, there's no one says what's wrong. Now, it used to be back in the day when kids were getting bullied. It couldn't be no huge crowd, and somebody watching one other kid get bullied by 2 or 3 other kids. It didn't go like that. Nowadays, you'll see that, and nobody will bat an eye. Some teachers might have it. They get to fighting for real, getting to put their hands on them. You know what I'm saying? They might jump in, but that's sick too.
Mm-hmm.
You heard they see something, say something. I mean, damn. You want to see something, say something. At least do something. Down. I mean, something. But these folks, man, it's some shit. I'll tell you what. But what I've noticed is I've been other places besides the United States. So when I go travel, especially I travel all over different state, as well as another country or two here and there type of deal, to where it's people see things differently, especially different from the United States.
Absolutely, yeah, because of the programming.
Babylon's gonna be the worst. They're following after us, but they're a few years behind and slightly not exactly what we're doing. You know, it's always gonna be the worst over here. Always. We are the trendsetters of the bullshit over here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Especially with our false, unrighteous black culture. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We are the only country with a bunch of leaders, black leaders that nobody really likes as a whole. What was your Al Sharpton and your Jesse Jackson and I mean, come on now. They don't really rock with them like that.
Yeah, and because they're all Luciferian puppies. No one can adapt to them. They're not genuine.
Hey, that could be that too. But we don't agree with them. We don't agree with them. Yeah. Don't agree with them. I mean, it's like what? I mean, we could, as black folks, we could never have a leader to where it's like, okay, let's all stand behind him, and he can speak for us. He can make things happen. We can see what we can get done here, type of deal. For many reasons. For one thing, your thugs or your whomever who maybe your rebels, outlaws, whatnot, who don't want to fall in line, who want to either I'm gonna lead or no, I'm gonna lead type of deal, or man, we ain't following that dude type of deal. You know what I'm saying? Because they egos. They're just as bad as the people that don't say nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And ultimately, because these leaders, these so-called black leaders, they're a part of the agenda. They're helping demasculate men and defeminize women. Right. They're a part of that whole entire agenda because they know the corruption that this causes.
Right. You know what I hate to see?
When you switch the roles, you take away the order of what the Most High created and what He intended.
Oh yeah.
So we both know that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I hate to see. I was say that. I hate to see about 4, 5, 6 women or so, women and maybe a couple of little young girls too, and one young man. I hate to see that because I already kind of know in the back of my head what's going on with that situation.
Absolutely.
He's getting feminized. He's getting, in some type of way, he's getting some of that because he's around that, but feminine energy. Just on vibration, he's going to catch that. He's going to catch that because there's not enough masculinity around. There's not no masculine role model, no none of that. And if it ain't, guess what? He's going to find one. And when he does, it might not be the right one. Now we're just in a whole nother cluster fun.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You spend facts, man.
I would say it's most definitely. I'm not gonna say it's more important. Or then again, I probably could say that, and some of the women might get upset about that. But I think it's more important to take care of these young boys. You know what I'm saying? Than this young girl. Although it's more important to raise up a young man than it is to raise up a young girl. But it's more important to protect a young girl than it is to protect a young man, though. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because that man has to leave. That woman's going to end up going with that under the shield of that man anyway, and being what she's supposed to be. As long as she knows how to be a woman and grow up and one day be a wife, then she's all right. He needs to learn how to lead. He needs to learn how to be a man. If he can't be a man, he's not going to get a woman that he's supposed to have to where he can actually lead and do what he's supposed to do. And the chick will be upside down and fucked up still, regardless of the fact.
Absolutely. That goes back to what I was saying. You know, taking away that order corrupts everything.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right, so
That crafty council, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
That's all praise, my brother. All right, so look, let me go ahead and put Ken on, man. Because it's been about going on an hour. So let me go and let him get on and speak his piece. All right. Any last things you want to say before you go?
No, that's it, man. I appreciate you bringing me on, man. Let me say a few words.
Absolutely, man. Glad to have you.
I hope you pray that, you know, a lot of this, not really hope is for Lifetime movies. I pray that, you know, somebody hears this and it touches them in a way to where they make a small change. It's just a little change. Or at least take into consideration what we're talking about here. Don't let this fall on deaf ears. This ain't the BET, brothers. This ain't your MTV. This ain't VH1. You know, we ain't doing that. And this damn show ain't your the little sound. We should do the sound. I don't, because I don't listen to it. I don't watch that type of thing anymore. But you know little what's called little P Hub sound. You know what I'm talking about? It's a little sound. But anyway.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
P Hub. I'm using briefcase. When you go to a website, looking up them pornos.
Oh yeah.
Look up P Hub, and it's like it has a little catchy little sound to it at the beginning or at the end, or however it goes on them videos.
Yeah. Indoctrination at its finest. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You mess around and have kids to hear that, or somebody's shit come on. You like, what the fuck? What was that? Open the door immediately. Just turn the other way. Open the door immediately. Don't scare somebody out, because you know what they're doing. Come on now. Y'all cut that out.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing, man. It really is, man. How this world is, man. It really is.
Oh yeah. Another thing too. These kids are growing up too fast. They're watching that type of thing right now. They're 10, 12, 13 years old watching that type of thing right now. I remember when I was young. I mean, you know, out in the world and full of sin, this, that, and the third. We couldn't look at stuff like that if we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, and computers and stuff weren't out like that just yet. You know what I'm saying? And when it was, you had to pay for stuff like that. You had to find it somewhere. You probably was looking at pictures. You know what I'm saying? You can find pictures easier. You can find videos and all that stuff. It wasn't like that nowadays. Like I said, it's just too much, man.
Tell me about it.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go and slide up on this thing. You know, I just have me all night.
All right, man. Big shout out to Big K, man. Thanks for coming, man. For real. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Sure. All right.
So we're gonna try to get Blue Pill Productions on to come to the conclusion on this. So Blue Pill Productions, whenever you're ready, let's go. You know, one of the things that I want to talk about also as well is also put it in the title of this live was the Black Pill community, man. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna get straight to the point. The Black Pill community is filled with agents, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to push despair, man. They're pushing despair, and they're also trying to get people, and especially men, to commit suicide. That's what they're doing. Yo, Blue Pill, just hit the link that I sent you to your phone. Hit that same link. Oh wait, just a second. I'm gonna send it to you right now. Hold on. Let's go. Just a second. Just a second. Okay, yeah, man. So yeah, the whole black pill situation, trying to keep men in despair, because they have made it to where it's hard to find women. They have made it to where women are choosing all the wrong men and having these corrupted ways and these corrupted thoughts that they have. They've pushed that onto women and made monsters out of them. Same way they have made monsters out of us. And what it does is now that you have given women a position where they're not supposed to be in, well, that's unrighteous. Well, that causes for men to fall in despair. Let's go.
What's good,
Lucas
man?
Productions, what's going on?
It was good, man. That was a beautiful conversation you had with Big K, and it was a beautiful conversation you had with KP, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah,
Well,
go ahead, bro.
no, go ahead. Put your input in, man. Let it be
I'm,
known.
I'm gonna piggyback off what y'all was talking about with the whole simping situation. Like, I think it's a generational thing too, because I don't want to throw nobody on the bus, like put nobody's name in it, but somebody I know close, like I love dearly. I learned that from like a young age, like it's passed down from generation to generation. Like we think it's cool having a lot of women because it's about the influence. So if I see like somebody I love dearly, like somebody that's raising me, it's my dad. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's my dad. My dad, he has a lot of women. So me coming up, like underneath him, being around him, I thought that was cool, like chasing women all day, every day. I wake up from like, the time I get up in the morning, I'm chasing women. I'm thinking about getting into something. So that's all I've seen. But like at the end of the day, I think it's like a generational thing. We see how like the person that we look up to doing it, we think it's cool because they was like influenced into doing that, into like the whole simp thing and the chasing women all day every day. Because I know dudes like that to this day. Not even my dad, like just close homeboys that like chase women all day because that's what we were programmed to do through the music and through the whole so-called being black thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's crazy because the reason why it's a generational thing is because the programming, people regurgitate and emulate what they see. You know what I'm saying? The imagery, the music, the sound waves, all of those things, man. It provokes us into doing these hypersexual things, man, keeping our minds always on sex. That's why when you come to these movies, why is there always a sex scene in every movie that you see just about?
Yeah,
Why
facts, man.
why does it even have to be a sex scene in a movie? It's uncomfortable, you know?
Facts, man. I remember being like a little kid. You know what I'm talking about, man. Like we being and watching a movie with our parents. They like cover your head up. We still trying to like get like a little peek at the movie because we want to see the sex scene. That's how they got us at an early age. So that's how our brains develop. Like you said in the beginning of this live stream, Luciferian said, "Give me the child's mind at an early age. I'll give you the man." So that's what they was working on. They was working on us at an early age to keep our mind constantly on sex. Sex was all about this whole Babylonian ideal of America is based on sex,
Mhm.
lust, simping. At the end of the day,
Yep, and that's why it's pushed on us constantly. It's literally rammed down our throats to the point to where you kind of can't help not to think about it.
yep.
There's some men out there that are so consumed, man, that they base their whole entire lives upon it. You know, they go into the simp mentality just fully, and there's no going back for them at all.
And that's what it's all about. They don't want us truly finding out who we really are as a people. They don't want us truly finding our real purpose. Because how you gonna find your real purpose? You sitting around thinking about ass all day. You thinking about chasing some broad all day. That broad ain't trying to chase you. I'm gonna be already real with you. I should be like that. Because that's what we like. We were influenced into being that way until we get older and we develop our own minds and we come to our own conclusions. We thinking ourselves, no, it's like I don't have to be like that because I see my brother being like that. I don't have to be like that because I see the so-called fake ass rapper being like that. I don't have to live that lifestyle.
Absolutely. Yeah. And once again, man, I gotta stress this again, man. They have the women that are playing as men pushing this on us, and that's why
True.
that's why so many men are so feminine, man, because they're taking in and they're consuming nothing but feminine energy. That's it, and that's why this androgynous agenda, it has to be addressed
Yeah.
firsthand, because this is causing so much corruption amongst our people and just everyone in general, man.
Our whole life coming up when we was younger, bro. Like we was all lusting over transgenders. We was lusting over Halle Berry, Beyonce, Nicki. Whole
Hey,
time these are men right here that we lusting after. But like you said, that's the whole purpose, to have us lusting over these androgynous creatures.
exactly. Creating that homosexual spirit within us subconsciously. We don't even know what's happening. It's unwilling. Yeah. It's
I shit
unwilling.
you, I shit you not, Rabbit man. I'm in the barber shop not too long ago, and these dudes was in there talking about Donald Trump's wife, how hot she is. I'm thinking to myself, man, y'all, they in here lusting over a whole man in here. They don't even know it. They subconsciously doing it because that's what they were programmed to do.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand that's a man right in front of them.
Absolutely. And if all the men out there, man, don't be ashamed, man, because this was something that was forced down your throat, saying you didn't know. But we're rising the awareness to it, so you'll be aware at what you're looking at and what you're seeing. Because you don't want to, these type of spirits that are being placed upon us, man, it's all through high witchcraft, man. Hiding these type of things in plain sight, man. Lying to the people and deceiving us and getting us to act out, and they control your response, they control your reply, they control everything, your reaction. Those are all the same thing, but most of the things that we think of, the notions and the ideas that we have, is what I'm saying, is that they're not ours. It was given to us through programming of this system, this beast system.
Yep, being indoctrinated. We're being indoctrinated from the time we're old enough to formulate a sentence. That's when the indoctrination starts. From the time we headed into Head Start all the way through 12th grade. Even when you leave the high school imprisonment camp. That's what I call it. It's not a fucking school. It's an indoctrination camp. When you get out of school, you're still being indoctrinated from the time you're an adult. It never is, and then it's passed on down on to the next generation. Keeping us under a spell. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Keeping us weak, at a weak state.
And you're definitely right about the schools being institutions. That's exactly what they are. Just institutions. These Zionist Jews, they don't allow their kids to go to the public schools because they don't want their kids to be indoctrinated.
Yeah.
Yep. And that was something that was said. That was something that was said in the public recently. Yep.
And that's crazy that we get out of school, people like us, brothers like us, we get out of school and we learn 100 times more than what we learn our whole lives being out of school because we educate ourselves.
Absolutely. He said a mouthful right there. Ain't no doubt about that. Yep. Because you have to get to the point to where you have to self-educate yourself, because if you don't, the only information that's available out there is indoctrination. That's
right
it.
on, right on. Yep.
Pure deception, man.
Yep. And they try to paint, they try to make it, I don't want to change the subject, bro, but they try to make it to where if you don't, like, say that somebody that goes to college, say somebody like me, I never finished school. I dropped out of 12th grade, right? Say take somebody that has 4 bachelor's degrees, has every bachelor's degree that there is. They'll paint that person as the upstanding citizen that has all the knowledge because they've been indoctrinated with this Luciferian knowledge, opposed to somebody like me that has a 12th grade education. I'm the jackass. I'm the dummy. That's the way they try to paint us out. Am I right?
Absolutely.
You still there, bro? I don't know if the live messed up. I don't know what happened. What happened on your end, Rep?